Hello guys, this time we have something else. Actually, I'm gonna be going over something that I did on Saturday. This is the NATO Air Days. Yeah, NATO Days in Ostrava field exposition. We can see that little encampment in the front. It's basically there are some people around the... Yeah, me talking. There's a little encampment that we have, a BDRM over there. On the right side, where those flags you can see, there's two things there. Those are artillery howitzers. Dana. One of the most yeah, weird things that I saw on that show, but yeah, you'll see what I mean. For now, you can enjoy the show.
No teraz byś musiał poszedł.
You can hear my friend making pictures. She's trying to aim for the moment of the shot. And there we go. And the fact about that is they used proper means of firing. It's not, you know, there's no shells or stuff like that, but they use the self-propellant, the normal cartridges per se. The sound was deafening. If you never stand it right beside a tank that shot, you won't know what I'm talking about. Just the amount of sound is like a million times bigger. On the left side you can see two tanks are starting out. Those are the T-72M Ford CZ tanks, the modified version of the T-72M tank. Made specifically by the Czech military. I had a chance to actually be in the tank. I got into the driver's hatch. Laying down some fire. I actually don't know what the guy... You can hear there's a commentator going on about what's happening. I have no clue what he was saying, even though I know a little bit of Czech. Basically the whole concept was recon... you know, first artillery shooting in for destroying the enemy target, the enemies. Then tanks coming in for close support. And finally, as last result, you can see behind the second tank there are some things moving. Those are BWP2 armored infantry transport. Now the terrorists, let's say, are putting up a fight, firing with blank rounds towards the tanks and towards the artillery. Artillery already repositioned their guns and they will be moving outside of the field of fire. Second volley from the tank. That was the biggest, let's say, like explosion in terms of sound. I'm just giving suggestions to my friend about that she should aim at the second tank, because from what I can predict he will shoot in the near future. We are trying to get the moment of explosion, not just the like smoke puff. The BDR, not BDRs, the armored infantry transports are right now on the right hand side. You can see them. If you watch very closely, you can see them over where the flags are. Now they passed. There will be infantry coming out. I'm sorry for the quality of this video. This is recorded with my phone, so it's quite bad. Yeah, the armored infantry transports let it rip at the terrorists, waiting for getting into position to provide a good dropout point for infantry. The sound that you hear, the hissing sound. Second shot from the tank. The hissing sound that you hear in the background is actually our Eurofighter Typhoon starting up on the runway right beside us. We were in the corner of, let's say, the field. That's why you can see I'm looking at everything from an angle. There was no place to get where we wanted. This is actually a second time they do this. The first time they started out, it was around 10 AM in the morning, so we watched that. But I didn't record, I didn't think about it, and I thought to myself, shit, I could have recorded it. And this is just before we were going out. We were, you know, winding up our shit and going away. This happened again. And so I take the chance and actually started recording the whole footage for you guys, so you can, even though you cannot see a lot, there's like smokes and stuff like that, but I hope you will enjoy this little video. Now I'm trying to get some zoom in, but you can see my phone is horrible. You can see infantry advancing in formation with squad coherency. Terrorists running around trying to get equipment. That guy, he saw a guy running into the tent. He actually picked up an RPG. He was trying to fire it, but they killed him before he was able to. Yeah, infantry providing covering fire. The squad coherency is basically like two squads advancing in the same amount of distance between themselves, and that's the Typhoon. That's the Typhoon. That's the amount of sound a jet starting up does. It's mind-blowing. It's just like deafening. You can imagine that you stand here for the whole day listening to stuff like that, because he has to get to the maximum RPM before he starts up from the runway. Now he started up and he's out. He's gonna be flying around in this while this show is underway. Now you can see the Czech Republic forces cleared the fort. They have guard duty all around the fort. There are soldiers protecting it. Sorry. So back into squad coherency. Squad incoherency is basically like, it depends on the formation, but from what I saw they moved in squads. So one squad provides support fire. One squad is standing and they shoot while the other squad advances. And when they advance like a significant number, well, not a significant, well, they advance far enough, they stop, and the other squad does the same. So they exchange in roles all the time just to be able to continue with what they want to do, to progress. Because if you're laying support fire, if you're firing on a position of the enemy is in, you're providing support fire, you're providing some useful cover for your... I'm telling you that my hands are cold. You're providing support fire so they don't, you know, get over the barricade and shoot the guys advancing. Now it's a little less, they have it, they are getting documents and stuff like that, so nothing more important happens. We can see the BWPs are on the right side, the tanks are still standing where they will stand. They will move up, because the tanks are the main... Oh! Eurofighter flying right above us. Guys, there will be pictures. If you want, I can do a video, per se a slideshow of what we have. Now you can see the tanks started moving. On the left hand side you can see those artillery howitzers. They repositioned themselves from the right hand side to the left hand side because the advancing of the troops was from the right side, so they had to reposition to not cover their own men in fire. So tanks advanced, providing support while the infantry is slowly moving out. They are waiting for the armored transports. Yeah, I'm amazed because in the first show I only saw 2 armored transports, now I see 3. They moved up, you can see with the most right hand side transport there actually was a wounded soldier. That's why it took so long. There was a wounded soldier, so they not prepared. They done the medical treatment on the field, now they dragged him into the transport. Also everyone else is backing out. Yeah, in the background evanescence. Yeah, this is after everything basically. The only thing that happened after this, there's a little part of a video that I'm going to show you because there was an introduction of the T-72M tank, so I'm going to show it to you and maybe go over a few things. But it's only like roughly 1.5 to 2 minutes. Green smoke meaning the action is completed. Artillery will not. Artillery will stand down. They will fall back to their position. Tanks start to go. Tanks go first. And armored transports will follow suit after them. Yeah, the jet is flying around our heads, above us. Sorry I didn't record anything in terms of jet flying, but you can see the quality of the camera is not that good. You cannot see any details or anything. But I have about 2,000 pictures from this whole day of shows, so you guys can like predict how much can it be. So now we change it to the second part. This is actually the sun came out, so I have a little bit of contrast per se, and those are the tanks coming in. I had to quiet down the video because there's a lot of wind sounds. So this is the T-72M 4CZ, the Czech version. What can I say that I noticed straight off the bat? It's a very modified version of the T-72M because I've driven a stock T-72M. This is the tank that I drove almost, so you guys know. One big difference that I noticed is the system that the commander has. You can see he has like a bucket in front of him. It has a lock, so it's Russian. He has like a bucket. That's actually the hunter-killer system. It allows the tank to provide. It allows the commander to search for targets while the gunner eliminates the target that he spotted earlier, independently of what the gunner is doing, and then position the whole turret in that direction. Unfortunately, they didn't do any stunts. So this is the BWP-2 armored personnel transport. They are also in the equipment of the Polish military. We also have those. They have a very small cannon. I think it's 57mm. Someone will say it in the comments probably, but it's a very small cannon. It's for infantry support, not for taking out tanks. The T-72M has a 125mm cannon. Show-off tank. Yeah, and that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this little video. Post up in the comments what do you think of it. Should I do more things like this if I'm able to? And that's it. Well, keep safe on the battlefield, and I'll see you guys next time.